Have you ever wondered why something so inherently life-giving, the very source of human existence, is so often shrouded in shame, fear, and control? Why is female sexual energy, capable of creating and nurturing life, so frequently demonized as something dangerous, something to be suppressed and contained, rather than celebrated as the divine magic it truly is? This central paradox is not a coincidence. It is a constructed narrative, one that has been meticulously crafted and maintained over millennia, and understanding why this is so will be critical to unlocking a more empowered future for all of humanity. Consider the countless societies where female sexuality is linked to dishonor, where women are seen as either temptresses to be avoided or vessels to be controlled, a dichotomy that has shaped our world for generations. The impact of this misrepresentation is profound, touching every aspect of our lives, from our individual relationships to our political systems. The true nature of female sexual energy extends far beyond mere biological function. It is the very life force of creation itself, a vibrant current of divine magic inextricably linked to the universal energy that pervades all of existence. This energy, often portrayed as something base or carnal, is in fact the key to unlocking our innate creative potential, the very foundation of our capacity for manifestation, and a gateway to profound spiritual awakening. Imagine a dormant volcano, its power concealed, its potential unrealized, yet brimming with the capacity to both create and destroy. This is a powerful analogy for female sexual energy. It is not inherently good or bad, but a force that needs to be understood, respected, and consciously directed. When properly understood and harnessed, this energy becomes a catalyst for self-mastery, a force of liberation that can propel individuals into a state of true empowerment, allowing them to become conscious co-creators of their reality, a concept that has been central to countless ancient wisdom traditions. This understanding, however, is not new. Throughout history, there exists a recurring pattern of deliberate suppression and manipulation of this powerful energy. From the infamous witch hunts of Europe, where women who embodied this power were branded as agents of evil and brutally persecuted, to the systematic demonization of powerful goddesses in various cultures, we see a consistent effort to control and diminish the sacred feminine. Consider the forced veiling of women in certain traditions, a symbolic act of hiding the power of female sexuality from the public eye, or the suppression of feminine-focused spiritual practices that empower women to connect with their creative source, all examples of a deeply rooted agenda to control the creative power of the feminine. These are not isolated events, but recurring patterns of manipulation that have shaped the world as we know it, patterns that continue to play out even in our modern world. These historical examples point to a hidden truth, a secret that has been kept from us for far too long, which we will now begin to explore. Indeed, many ancient cultures, now often overlooked, held a completely different perspective. In civilizations such as Mesopotamia and Egypt, goddesses were revered as sources of immense power and creation. These divine feminine figures held significant positions of influence in both the spiritual and political realms, and their connection to the life force was openly celebrated as the foundation of their respective societies. This serves as a powerful counterpoint to the more recent patriarchal models that have become so dominant, where female energy is not celebrated but feared. This shift from the worship of the divine feminine to the suppression of it is not a random historical event. It is the result of very specific forces that sought to control the very root of life force itself. The ancient wisdom that recognized female energy as a potent force was intentionally obscured, paving the way for the rise of power structures that benefit from the continued misrepresentation of this fundamental aspect of human existence. The misunderstanding and suppression of female sexual energy has not only impacted individual lives, but it has profoundly shaped societal structures, creating imbalances that permeate every level of human experience. When a society fails to recognize and respect this divine energy, the result is a limitation on the collective creative and spiritual potential of the entire population. Consider the impact of sexual trauma on individuals, the suppression of self-expression, and the systemic subjugation of women across so many different societies. All of these examples are a result of a skewed worldview that does not comprehend the true nature of female energy. This isn't merely about individual experiences. It has far-reaching consequences for the social, spiritual, and political systems that govern our world. When a core life force is denied and denigrated, the imbalances manifest in every corner of life. This larger-scale impact has created a society where the natural flow of energy is disrupted, where power is often misused, and where harmony is elusive. The constant limiting of women's reproductive rights in many political systems, their exclusion from high-level positions in business and government, and their constant objectification in the media is not a coincidence, but a continuation of a pattern of power imbalance that has become a normal part of our world. Recognizing the suppression of female energy as a systemic problem that has deeply affected our collective consciousness is the first step towards reclaiming a more balanced world for all of us. The stakes are exceptionally high here because it is not just a matter of gender equality, but of re-establishing a proper balance within all of creation itself, a balance that is vital for the progress of humanity and the health of our world. The real key to personal transformation and a future of global change rests on our collective ability to understand and integrate this often misunderstood power. This ancient knowledge, which has been kept secret, holds the key to unlocking your full potential and creating a world that is in harmony with universal laws. Many spiritual traditions have always recognized the power of female sexual energy, acknowledging it as a crucial component of spiritual awakening and ascension, yet this knowledge has been intentionally suppressed, controlled, and kept out of the hands of the general population. This knowledge is essential to our individual and collective evolution, and this video will provide you with the tools necessary to understand this power and harness it for your own personal and global transformation, showing the practical implications of this hidden truth. The very narrative that has shaped our perceptions of this life force energy is up for review. This video will challenge established norms, empower you to reclaim your innate power, and integrate ancient wisdom with modern perspectives. We are rewriting a script that has kept you from understanding the core of your own power, one that has kept you from understanding the divine magic that dwells inside you. The themes of empowerment, reclaiming personal power, and challenging societal norms are central to this understanding. We must now question the stories we have been told and rewrite a narrative that honors the true power and potential of female sexual energy, a narrative that will allow you to become more fully yourself and step into your divine purpose. Throughout history, the concepts of energy, spirituality, and sexuality have been intertwined in various esoteric traditions and spiritual practices. Ancient texts such as the Kybalion and the Emerald Tablet, along with schools of thought like Tantra and Hermeticism, all recognize the potent power of sexual energy as a force for creation and transformation, with particular emphasis on the power of female energy to generate life and spiritual awakening. These ancient texts reveal that what has been dismissed as carnal or base is in fact a vital energy that is linked to the very fabric of creation itself. The fact that this has been deliberately hidden from view shows a pattern of manipulation that we must examine carefully. Female sexual energy is far more than just a physical function. It is a life force energy that is intricately linked to creativity, intuition, and immense spiritual power. This energy is not limited to the physical body. It is a vibrant current that flows through all aspects of our existence, connecting us to the very source of life itself. Think of concepts like prana and kai, which are recognized across many different cultures as the fundamental building blocks of life force. This same energy is at play within the female sexual energy, and it is this link to the creative potential of the universe that makes it a source of such immense power, which, when understood, allows individuals to consciously co-create the reality of their choosing. Understanding and channeling this energy allows us to manifest not only the desires of the heart, but to align ourselves with the very flow of the universe. This journey that we are beginning together will be structured around several key threads, including the historical perspectives that demonstrate the suppression of this energy, the esoteric teachings that reveal its sacred nature, the psychological insights that support our understanding, and the practical techniques you can use to harness this energy in your own life. By exploring these diverse elements, you will gain a comprehensive understanding of how to connect with and consciously direct the transformative power of female energy, allowing you to experience your divine potential fully. We will delve into the knowledge and practices that have been used for centuries to unlock the full spectrum of female power, showing the real-world applications of these ancient wisdom traditions. We will continue to explore how this recurring pattern of suppression is not limited to one culture or historical period, but has roots in multiple societies, religions, and political systems. The witch hunts, the demonization of female deities, the constant struggle over reproductive rights, all of these different events can be seen as expressions of the same underlying pattern, a pattern that has created many imbalances in the world, and a pattern that is still active today. Understanding this pattern is the key to understanding the root of many modern issues, and this understanding is required before we can take any steps towards creating a different future. This awareness is the first step towards reclaiming your power and aligning yourself with the true force of creation. We must now delve deeper into the specific mechanisms that have distorted the understanding of female sexuality, understanding that these are not accidental occurrences, but deliberate strategies. Consider how certain religious texts, often interpreted through a patriarchal lens, have systematically misrepresented female sexual energy as a source of temptation, impurity, or even evil. These texts, rather than recognizing the inherent power of female sexuality, portray it as something that must be controlled, contained, and subjugated to male authority. Think of the numerous biblical passages that subtly, and not so subtly, blame women for the downfall of humanity, the constant thread of female wickedness that permeates a great deal of religious thought, or the often misunderstood concepts surrounding the Garden of Eden, where the woman is consistently portrayed as the weaker vessel, easily swayed by temptation, and ultimately responsible for original sin. This is not an accident of interpretation, but a systematic distortion of the divine feminine. These deliberate misrepresentations have had a profound impact on how female sexuality has been perceived throughout history, creating a foundation of shame and guilt that continues to affect us to this day. We must also recognize how cultural taboos have similarly worked to restrict female freedom and control female sexuality. From the expectation that women should be virgins before marriage, to the limitations placed on their clothing and public behavior, these rules are designed to suppress the natural expression of female power. These are not just social norms, they are tools of control, designed to keep women in a state of subservience, while simultaneously disempowering the very life force that resides within them. Looking at the historical roots of this demonization, we discover a pattern where powerful goddesses, once revered as embodiments of creation and wisdom, were systematically replaced by male deities, a shift that coincided with the suppression of female power and spirituality. Consider the ways in which ancient goddesses like Ishtar, once celebrated as the Queen of Heaven, or Lilith, a powerful archetype of feminine independence, were demonized over time. Ishtar, whose cult was at one point incredibly powerful, was slowly reduced to a figure of temptation and immorality in many traditions. Lilith, who in some myths is said to have refused to submit to Adam, has been cast as a figure of evil and chaos, a demon who steals children in the night, because her power was viewed as threatening to male dominance. This deliberate shift from the veneration of female deities to the establishment of male-dominated pantheons served to establish a religious framework that legitimized the control and suppression of female power. This was not a natural evolution of belief, but an active process of displacement, intentionally designed to remove the divine feminine from its position of influence. The implications of this are profound. By discrediting the divine feminine, patriarchal systems have been able to justify the suppression of female power on all levels of society. This systematic demonization was not accomplished through logic or reason, but through the manipulation of fear. The fear of female power, the fear of the unknown, has been used as a tool to control female sexuality for millennia. Women have been conditioned to fear their own power, to believe that their desires are sinful, and that their natural expressions are something to be ashamed of. This internal fear, planted by external forces, is perhaps the most insidious form of control. Men, too, have been conditioned to fear the power that women hold, to see them as a threat rather than as a source of creation and life. Think of the witch hunts, where women who dared to embrace their innate power were branded as agents of the devil, or how the fear of female sexuality was often used as a justification for violence and oppression. These are not simply historical anomalies, but manifestations of a deep-seated fear that has been carefully cultivated and perpetuated. This is not a natural fear, but a manufactured one designed to maintain an imbalance of power. This fear dynamic is a powerful mechanism, and it continues to shape societal interactions to this very day. The concept of sexual sin, so prevalent in many cultures and religions, has been a particularly effective tool in manipulating and controlling female sexuality. This idea that sexual desire is inherently sinful has created an immense amount of shame and guilt around natural human desires, particularly for women. The concept, as it appears in religious doctrine, teaches that the sexual act is not something natural or sacred, but something that must be controlled and regulated, that only when performed for the purpose of reproduction is it justified. And this has been particularly damaging for women because it denies their sexual agency and suppresses their natural desires and casts them in a light of wrongdoing for simply having those desires. This concept is not universal. Many cultures, both past and present, embrace sexuality as a sacred expression of life force, but by promoting the idea of sexual sin, patriarchal systems have been able to control both the bodies and the minds of individuals, ensuring that female sexual energy remains suppressed. This is not just a moral or ethical issue, but a powerful tool that has been used to manipulate society at large and maintain a system of control. Female sexual energy, at its core, is a microcosm of the universal creative force, the very energy that birthed the cosmos. Esoteric concepts, such as the divine feminine in creation myths, speak directly to this connection. In ancient Egyptian cosmology, for instance, the goddess Isis was seen as the embodiment of creative power, the one who breathed life into the world and who had access to the hidden mysteries. Similarly, in Hindu traditions, the goddess Kali represents the raw creative energy of the cosmos, symbolizing both creation and destruction. These myths from various cultures around the world share a common thread of reverence for the divine feminine as the source of all creation. These are not just stories, these are encoded truths, which reveal the importance of female energy in the universal flow of life. The fact that this understanding has been obscured, that we have been taught to view female sexuality as something base or dangerous rather than the life force that it is, reveals the scale of manipulation that has occurred. The suppression of female energy is not only a personal loss, it is a cosmic imbalance that has affected all of creation. This potent life force is not merely about physical procreation, it is the very source of creativity and manifestation. When a person understands how to connect to this energy, they can direct it towards the creation of abundance, health, and fulfillment in their lives. This energy is the fuel for our creative endeavors, whether in art, music, dance, or any other form of self-expression. Think of the artist who channels their sexual energy into creating a masterpiece, the musician who pours their passion into their music, or the dancer who uses their body as a vessel for expressing deep emotions. These creative acts are not separate from sexual energy, they are manifestations of that same life force, channeled and expressed in different ways. The civilizations of the past that understood this link between female sexual energy, creativity, and manifestation were far more connected to the natural world. Many cultures revered women as artists, shamans, and healers, recognizing their inherent connection to the creative powers of the universe. Understanding the link between this energy and its creative power is a key to unlocking our own potential. The suppression of female sexuality has not only limited individual expression, but has also stifled the collective creativity and personal power of humanity. When the natural flow of this energy is blocked or distorted, it has a profound effect on our ability to manifest our desires, to express ourselves authentically, and to live a fulfilling life. Consider how women have historically been denied access to education, to leadership roles, and to creative outlets, all in the name of controlling their sexuality. This suppression is not just limited to the physical realm, but also affects the mental and emotional levels of being. When individuals are not able to freely express their creative selves, they are not able to fully embody their power. This suppression is a deliberate strategy to keep women from accessing their full potential. The systems that are in place do not want people to realize that they have the power to create their own reality, and so they consistently attempt to suppress that power and creativity from as early as possible. Reclaiming this energy is not merely about reclaiming one's sexuality, it is about reconnecting with one's inner power and creative potential, a pathway to fully embodying one's divine purpose. Many historical accounts tell stories of women who held positions of power and influence, and how those positions were seen as threatening to the existing systems. Think of the ancient queens, the powerful priestesses, the influential artists, and the spiritual leaders who understood how to harness female sexual energy and who were often persecuted because of it. These women were not anomalies, but examples of what is possible when the feminine is allowed to flourish, when female energy is not suppressed but revered. By recognizing the importance of this power, we can begin to dismantle the systems that have been put in place, and we can begin to live from a place of our own inherent power, becoming the architects of our own reality. Reconnecting with this creative force is a powerful tool for transformation and liberation, leading to a deeper understanding of our true potential. The suppression of female sexual energy has been a consistent theme throughout history, a pattern of control that is both deliberate and systematic. Consider the control of reproductive rights, which has been a battleground throughout many centuries, the constant limitations placed on female education and career opportunities, the systematic denial of female leadership positions, or the constant objectification of women in the media, all are examples of this pattern of control. These are not isolated incidents, but a clear pattern of oppression, a deliberate effort to keep women in a position of subservience. The fact that this pattern exists across diverse cultures and historical periods highlights that this is not simply an issue of cultural differences, but that it is a persistent effort to suppress female power. The sheer scale of the suppression of female energy is not an accident. It is the result of systems of power actively and consistently working against female empowerment. These systems did not come about spontaneously. They are the results of conscious choices that have shaped the reality that we now live in. Patriarchal systems use social norms, religious dogma, and legal structures to maintain control over female sexuality. The concept of women as property, seen in countless cultures and historical periods, reduces women to mere objects of possession, rather than independent beings with their own desires and rights. The idea that women need to be protected is another powerful tool for controlling female behavior and restricting their freedom, often under the guise of care, while truly designed to limit their personal agency. These ideas, often deeply ingrained into the fabric of our societies, are designed to perpetuate a power imbalance, making it nearly impossible for women to claim their power. These are not simply traditions, these are control mechanisms created and reinforced to limit female agency. When we understand the mechanism, we can better dismantle the power structure. These systems are built on the manipulation of natural energies. This entire system of control stems from a deep-seated fear of female power, a fear that is often projected onto women themselves, leading to their demonization and oppression. This fear is not based on any inherent flaw in women, but rather a misperception of the divine feminine, which has been distorted for centuries. Men who fear female power often manifest this fear through violence, control, and emotional manipulation, behaviors that are often seen as normal or acceptable within patriarchal societies. This fear is not only limited to male individuals, but it is often reflected in the structures of our institutions, from the laws that govern our countries to the religious dogmas that shape our understanding of the world. This dynamic is a self-perpetuating cycle, where fear leads to control and control leads to even more fear. By recognizing this underlying fear, we can begin to dismantle the systems that have been built upon it. This fear is a constructed narrative and not a natural law, which means it can be rewritten. The suppression of female sexuality is a tool for political and social control, a way to keep populations in a state of imbalance. The control of reproductive rights, which has been a political battleground for centuries, is a key element of this power dynamic. The attempt to control female reproductive freedom has been a consistent thread throughout history, spanning various cultures and religious ideologies, demonstrating that this is not a modern invention, but a consistent attempt to control a core source of life force. This suppression is not limited to the individual level, but has profound implications for the collective, allowing for the manipulation of entire populations. Control over reproductive rights is not simply a matter of individual choice, but a strategic mechanism designed to maintain an imbalanced power structure. This power dynamic is evident in political systems, religious organizations, and the social structures that govern our lives. By understanding these control strategies, we can begin to create a more balanced and just world. The journey toward reclaiming your power starts with self-awareness. Concrete techniques, such as meditation, journaling, and mindfulness exercises, offer practical ways to connect with your own body, emotions, and energy. Meditation can help quiet the mind, allowing you to access the deeper wisdom within. Journaling can be a powerful tool for exploring your thoughts and feelings, revealing patterns and beliefs that have been holding you back. Mindfulness exercises help you stay present in the moment, grounding you in your physical body and your present experience. These practices are a pathway for exploration, allowing you to connect to the core of your being. By engaging in these practices, you can begin to peel away the layers of conditioning and start to hear the voice of your own intuition. Self-awareness is the first step towards reclaiming personal power. Activating and circulating your sexual energy requires specific energy work practices. Breathwork, for instance, can help move stagnant energy and create a greater sense of vitality. Visualization techniques can help direct energy towards specific goals, enhancing your capacity to create and manifest. Movement exercises, such as yoga and dance, can free up blockages in your energy field and allow the life force to flow more freely. These techniques are not meant to be complicated, but but direct and actionable steps to activate the natural flow of energy within. When you approach these exercises with intention and awareness, you can unlock a vast source of power that has been dormant within you. This is not a mystical concept, but a practical application of energy principles, and with practice, you will see results. Intention plays a crucial role in how sexual energy is directed. When you approach this energy with clarity of purpose, it becomes a powerful force for creation. Intention acts as a rudder for this energy, guiding it towards specific goals, whether that is a creative project, healing, or spiritual growth. By clarifying your intention, you amplify the power of this energy, allowing it to manifest in your life. This is not merely wishful thinking, it is the conscious direction of life force towards a particular purpose. The key is not just to desire something, but to have a clear understanding of your intention and to focus your energy on that specific outcome. This is how you become an active participant in the creation process, aligning your energy with the outcomes you desire. Intention is the bridge between the inner world and the outer reality. Harnessing female sexual energy is not just about personal power, it is about becoming a conscious co-creator with the universe, no longer a victim of circumstances, but a master of your own reality. This energy is not just a personal force, it is a direct connection to the cosmic creative energy that flows through all of existence. By consciously directing this energy, you become an active participant in the unfolding of your life, using this vital force to shape your world. This is not an external act, it is an internal alignment that allows you to become the architect of your own destiny. The universe responds to the energy you are emanating, and when that energy is aligned with your intentions, reality begins to adjust to match. This is not about control, it is about collaboration with your own higher self and with the universe itself. By embracing this power, you are shifting the very foundations of your existence, and that is a key to real and lasting transformation. As we continue to explore the cyclical nature of suppression and liberation, we see how the current reemergence of the divine feminine is part of a larger, ongoing pattern. The rise and fall of cultures, the shifting tides of power, are all part of a cycle that has been repeated throughout history. The suppression of female energy is not a new phenomenon, nor is the uprising of female power. These cycles are not meant to repeat endlessly. We are capable of disrupting these patterns by understanding their mechanics. History does not have to repeat itself, especially not if we understand the underlying forces at play. The power to change this is not outside of us, it is within us, because you now understand that you hold this power and you can act on that understanding. This is the beginning of a new cycle, one of conscious creation, and it is up to us to shape its course. This personal journey of empowerment is not just an individual quest, it is inextricably linked to a larger collective awakening, a movement towards balance on a global scale. Each individual's personal shift has a ripple effect, impacting the people around them and contributing to a wider transformation of our collective reality. You are not alone in this journey. There is a global movement towards reclaiming the divine feminine, and by embracing your own power, you are adding to the momentum of this movement. When you heal yourself, you contribute to healing the collective, and that is the true power of this awakening. Each conscious act of empowerment is not only a personal victory, but also a contribution to a better future for all. By understanding and embracing the power of female sexual energy, you are aligning yourself with larger cosmic rhythms, allowing yourself to become a part of the natural flow of the universe. This isn't just a personal choice, but a step into a more balanced and harmonious way of living, which is how we are meant to exist. You are no longer separate from the universe, but an active participant within it, playing a part in the ongoing creation of the world. This shift is more than just a personal empowerment, it is a movement into wholeness, where you become aligned with your true nature. By embracing this power, you are not just changing your own life, but contributing to the transformation of the world. In the next section, we will explore specific techniques advanced practices, and a deeper understanding of the potential that is available to you when you harness this powerful life force. We will build upon this foundation to provide you with the tools you need to create transformation in every area of your life. We will dive into practical applications of this energy that are both powerful and accessible, demonstrating how to take control of your own life and create the reality you desire. This is just the beginning of our exploration, and there is much more to discover on the path of personal and collective transformation. We have explored the depths of female sexual energy, and we have seen that it is not merely a biological function, but a potent creative force, a divine magic that has been deliberately misunderstood and consistently suppressed. The imbalances we see in the world are not accidental, they are the direct result of the misrepresentation of this energy. The systems that attempt to control this energy are ultimately systems built on fear and designed to maintain power. Understanding this truth offers a new framework for understanding not only personal power, but also the very nature of universal consciousness itself. It is within this understanding that true transformation begins, both for the individual and for the collective, and by understanding this truth, you become a conscious participant in the ongoing evolution of the universe. The patterns of suppressing female sexual energy are disturbingly consistent across cultures and throughout history, manifesting in the witch hunts, the control of reproductive rights, the demonization of goddesses, and the constant objectification of women, all of which are simply different expressions of the same underlying fear of female power. This is not an isolated event, but a recurring cycle that reveals a deep-seated insecurity in those who seek to control. The systems that have been built to maintain this imbalance are not just societal constructs, but energy-based mechanisms designed to restrict the natural flow of life. This consistent pattern reveals the underlying truth that female sexual energy is, in fact, a divine force, and it is precisely because of its potency that there has been such persistent effort to suppress it. You now see that the divine feminine has been under attack for millennia. The questions that we posed at the beginning of this journey are now answered. It is not female sexuality that is the source of imbalance, but rather the deliberate distortion of its true nature. Societal constructs have actively obscured this truth, creating layers of shame, guilt, and fear that have served to keep both men and women from understanding their true potential. However, this knowledge is now available to you. You now possess the understanding to see through the illusion and to reclaim the power that has been denied to you. The systems that have been in place have done so to benefit a few at the expense of all, but that no longer has to be your reality. Your perspective has been forever transformed, and you are now equipped to shift the dynamics of power and consciousness. You now have the ability to see female sexuality not as something to be feared or controlled, but as a sacred and creative force, a source of immense power and potential. This perspective shift is not merely intellectual, it is a profound transformation that allows you to consciously harness this energy and to direct it towards the creation of a more fulfilling life. This is a journey of personal empowerment, where you become the master of your own energy and a conscious participant in your own life experience. The divine magic that resides within you is now available to be used for your benefit and the benefit of all. You are now free to explore your potential and shape your reality in accordance with your desires. This understanding of female sexual energy must be seen within the broader context of human history, spirituality, and cultural evolution. The reemergence of the divine feminine is not an isolated event, but a part of a larger cosmic cycle that is moving towards balance. This is not just a trend, but a reawakening of ancient wisdom, a return to an understanding that has been obscured for far too long. This awakening is intimately connected to your personal journey, to your own growth and development, as you become aware of your innate power. As you shift yourself, you shift the collective, and we move into a new age of conscious evolution, and you are at the very forefront of this shift. The suppression of female sexual energy is directly correlated to issues of power imbalance, social injustice, and environmental degradation. These are not separate problems, but interconnected symptoms of the same underlying distortion. When this natural life force is suppressed, the collective is thrown out of balance, which affects every single level of our existence. This imbalance is evident in all areas of life, from the degradation of the natural world to the exploitation of our social systems. This suppression is not merely a personal loss, it is a collective tragedy that has affected all of humanity, but now you see the pattern. Now you have the ability to correct these imbalances and to create a world where this energy is understood and honored. The implications of understanding female sexual energy are far-reaching, affecting personal relationships, social justice, and spiritual growth. The reclamation of this energy is not just a personal endeavor, but an essential step towards creating a more balanced and harmonious world. We are meant to exist in collaboration with ourselves, with our community, and with the universe. When this energy is not repressed, we are able to create a world that is reflective of our true potential, but when suppressed, we are in a constant state of struggle. Understanding this truth creates the conditions for personal and collective healing, and is an essential element of conscious co-creation. When you align your energy with your intention, you align with the universe. This understanding empowers you to live more authentically, creatively, and purposefully. This shift is not just theoretical, it is a practical transformation that allows you to make conscious choices about how you want to live, and it gives you the ability to manifest your deepest desires. The understanding that you have gained allows you to step into your own power and to take control of your destiny. You are now free to create the life you were meant to live. This power was never outside of you, it was within you all along, and now you understand how to access it. You are now capable of changing the direction of your life and the world around you. We have now brought together the historical, esoteric, psychological, and practical threads, creating a cohesive understanding of female sexual energy. Each element was specifically chosen to support a core idea and show how all the elements are interconnected. The historical patterns that we have discussed reveal the consistent efforts to control female power, while the esoteric teachings show that this energy is a divine force. The psychological insights explain how this suppression affects our personal experience, and the practical techniques offer you the ability to make a real change in your life. Now you understand that each of these elements are not just separate ideas, but a part of a whole picture, an integrated understanding of the universe. The ancient wisdom that we have explored, when applied to modern life, provides a path to healing, empowerment, and conscious co-creation. These teachings are not just relics of the past, but relevant and practical tools for personal transformation, designed to give you access to your own inherent power. These ideas are not meant to live only in the realm of thought, they are designed to be enacted and to provide real and tangible results. This knowledge has been passed down to us for this exact reason, so that we may reclaim our power and our potential. The promise of this knowledge has now been delivered, and you are now equipped to make lasting changes. Any lingering questions or concerns that you may have had should now be answered with clarity and concision. This information is not designed to be confusing, but empowering. The techniques that have been provided can be applied to any situation in a practical and effective manner. The teachings can and will transform your life if you choose to embrace them. Now that the puzzle is complete, you have a complete understanding of this energy and how to use it for your benefit. No questions remain, and you now have a comprehensive understanding of all that we have explored. You are now equipped to move forward with this wisdom. You now have the ability to transform your life by using this information and the techniques that you have been provided. You are no longer subject to forces outside of your control. You are now empowered to take conscious steps to change your circumstances. This is not just a theoretical understanding, but a tangible power which is now available to you. The practices that you have been shown can be used to create real change in your life by shifting your energy, aligning your intention, and consciously directing your creative force. You now have the tools, and it is now up to you to take action. As we conclude our exploration, consider new questions that may now arise, sparking a deeper investigation into female sexual energy and its broader implications. What advanced techniques might enhance your connection to this energy? How can other esoteric teachings shed further light on its hidden dynamics? How does the latest scientific research support the esoteric understanding we have explored? These areas of investigation are vast, offering endless possibilities for future exploration and personal growth, and that is only the beginning. This journey is merely the first step on a path of conscious evolution, and there are countless areas that we could now explore, including more advanced practices, other esoteric traditions, and further exploration of scientific connections. These topics will continue to expand your understanding and guide your personal development, setting the stage for a long and fruitful journey. This was only a small glimpse into the vastness of this wisdom. This is merely the beginning of your journey into the power of the divine feminine. The more you explore, the more you will discover. Engage in discussions in the comments, sharing your experiences and insights, connecting with a community of like-minded individuals who are dedicated to this work, and creating a shared space for learning and growth. What are your most significant takeaways from this exploration? How do you plan to integrate this knowledge into your life? What questions remain, and what are you now curious about? By actively participating in this community, you contribute to the larger conversation of our collective transformation, which creates a positive feedback loop of learning and growth. The questions you ask today will create the answers of tomorrow. Remember, female sexual energy is a powerful, sacred, and creative force. It is your birthright to understand and harness this energy for personal transformation and collective well-being. This understanding has transformed your perspective, and you now have the power to transform the world. Your journey has just begun. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and subscribe for more content on these and other empowering topics. Together, we are building a community that is reclaiming our power and consciously creating a better world for all. This is only the beginning, and you are now equipped to move forward.